first thing you want to do in this LT2 guide is join. You can either do it by clicking the play button once you get into the game on Roblox, or by clicking on a VIP server. Note that going on to a VIP server will take longer because the server has to initialize. Once you're joined, you should see this text that says "Welcome to Lumberland." You can just close that for now, it's not important. What is important is that you know how to walk. WASD control your movement, and holding the right click button on your mouse will make you able to see. Anyways, all you want to do is walk into the store in front of you called Wood R Us. It will explain that you can click to grab an item or shift and do the WASD to turn something. You just want to grab this basic hatchet. It's in a yellow box on the first shelf once you enter the store. Simply place it on this counter and hit E next to this guy called Dom. Then you just want to confirm by saying yes, and you will have successfully bought in the plain axe. From there, you can either take the axe outside or open it right on the spot. It doesn't matter. What does matter now is that you find a tree to chop, and as you see, clicking swings the axe and backspacing drops the tool, aka the axe. You can just close out of this because you don't need it anymore. Next, you want to find one of these trees. They're called oak trees, and they have this brown bark with green leaves. Simply go up to them, turn your camera angle, and do what the tutorial on the game said. Left click. You just want to left click for a while, and it will say nice chop. Keep chopping until the tree is knocked down. When the tree is knocked down, it will say timber. You can sell your wood at the store to make money. So from there, all you want to do is grab the wood and come over to this area right next to Wood R Us. It's called the Wood Drop Off, and this is the only place in the whole map where you can earn money by selling wood. Simply take your tree and walk over to the Wood Drop Off and put it in one of the chutes here. Don't worry if it doesn't fit because it will eventually sell just being in those green particles. It will say you sold some wood, and how much depends on what you have that you put into it. As you see, I got $45 from that tree, and now your goal is to get to $100 to perform the next step. As you see, I now have over $100. So what you want to do is go over to the land store. To get to the land store, you just want to go in front of Wood R Us and keep going along this road until you see this other concrete building. From there, you're going to walk inside of it and you'll be greeted with this guy called Reuven. From there, you're going to have to hit menu, load, and you should see that one slot is green. Click on that slot and hit reload slot. This is the first time saving your slot, so now everything that you do will be saved. From there, you can simply chat to this Reuven here or check to see that your slot is saved. Reuven will ask you, do you want to get some land, and simply hit yes to all of his answers. You'll see that you can browse some land. Choose the land that's closest to the wood drop-off. Once you purchase the land, a little sign will come up. And now here's the first option you have. You can either take the sign and sell it, or because a lot of people like keeping their signs, just chop down some money until you get to $500. Simply pick up the sign and drag it all the way to the wood drop-off. You should see that your sign will sell for about $470. Depending on how much you earned, you can now come into Wood R Us and buy the basic sawmill. It's in this yellow right next to the basic hatchets, but on the adjacent shelf. From there, you can buy the sawmill for $130 and you can haul it outside. Now you need to place it. Simply press E, zoom out, and you can only place it on your plot as highlighted when it's green. Simply hit E once it's green and it will say that you built sawmill. You can just close this for now because you should already know how to run a sawmill, and if you don't, I'll show you later in this tutorial. Anyways, from there, all you want to do is go over and buy whichever axe you have enough money for. It's either going to be the plain or the steel axe. I have enough money for the steel axe, so that's what I'm going to buy. Once you've got your plain axe, it's time to start harvesting a different, more costly type of wood called cherry wood. Cherry wood has these pink leaves and this sort of velvety trunk color. You just want to chop it down and place each bit in your sawmill. Now you don't have to put it in your sawmill, you can take it to the wood drop off straight up. Basically, right now all you want to do is get to $400, so you can do whatever means necessary, chopping cherry, chopping oak, or sawmilling cherry or sawmilling oak. It's up to you. Once you have $400, you want to go back into WoodRS and buy this truck right here. It's in a sort of red packaging and it's cost $400. It's totally worth it because once you buy it, all you have to do is do the same thing you do with your sawmill, press E, hover over your lot, and place it. Once you get back to your lot, you can simply get in it and drive it. The reason I'm moving it here is because it was in the air a little bit, so you can just place it back on the ground. Anyways, from there you want to take all excess wood you have and just deliver it straight to the wood drop off. You'll be going quite fast now that you actually have a moving vehicle. From there the grind really starts because you need to go and chop down a couple more trees until you get to $500. I recommend sawmilling all the wood you chop from now because you have a truck and it's super simple to transport. From there you just want to go back inside WoodRS and buy this sort of greenish packaging axe that's on the second shelf from the front on the right side. It's a hardened axe and it costs $550. It's totally worth it though because it lets you go and chop birchwood with ease. So from there you want to go in your truck and drive to this area called the mountain. Not the big area that you see in front of you, but the more mellow areas that I'm driving to now. As you see, you'll see some birch trees. Birch trees are these white trees here. You just want to chop down a few of them or as much wood as you can fit in your truck. From now on, you need to be really space conservative and fit as much wood as humanly possible. Once you have the wood, go back to your base and sawmill it using your sawmill, place it back in your truck, and then go sell it at the wood drop-off. You might have to do this again depending on how much money you earned from the first tree. Your goal is to get to $2,000. Once you have $2,000, you can head right the way back to the very back of the store here, where you'll see these axes in gray packaging. These are silver axes. The best axes that you can buy without crafting them or doing any sort of quest or trading with players. Simply buy this axe for $2,400 and now it's time to get the next best wood, gold wood. Simply drive your truck on that white path that goes in front of the land store in WoodRS and chop down one of these oak trees. You just want a little segment from the trunk about as wide as both your feet. Once you've chopped it down, put it in your truck and drive straight up this little hill here until you see a little arch. From there you want to drive sideways until you hit this piece of land here. Simply take the trunk that you cut, put it next to the wall here, angle your camera like so, and click on the piece of wood. This is a glitch called the wall glitch and you'll use it all the way up until you get to the next location where gold wood is at. Goldwood is at a place called the swamp. The swamp contains two types of wood, greenwood and goldwood, but you want goldwood because it sells for quite a bit of money. Simply go down, find a goldwood tree, and start chopping away. From there, you want to drag your goldwood tree all the way to your truck, chop it up, and then sawmill it. Once it's sawmilled, you want to drop it off at the wood drop-off, and you'll earn quite a bit of money for each load. You're going to want to do this as many times as you can until you're up to $22,500, which took me about 30-40 minutes. From there, you're going to want to buy this sawmill right here, and it's super hard to get out because the Faultio did something and placed it wrong. But yeah, anyways, you just want to grab this sawmill. That's $22,000 and buy it from Thom. As you see, now we're pretty situated with the second best sawmill and the second best axe that you can obtain in the game. Anyways, this is going to be it for episode 1 of the guide. Stay tuned for episode 2 where we go over trading and building a starter base. Anyways, make sure to like, subscribe. This is it for me.